In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Hopelessness. That's the only way I could describe the undead asylum. It has a unique type of hopelessness. The type that doesn't feel like a sharp pain in your chest. It's a type of blunt, cold grief that resonates with you. It's just like the type you get when you first see the monster guarding you. The game subversively sets it up that way. It gives you a path that you know that it can't get through. The game also teaches you that even though you look like these creatures, you're supposed to kill them. They're hollows. They've lost their way in life. Except this one. His name is Oscar, and he just helped us. But this world is cruel, and he unceremoniously dies right after. This just adds to the growing cruelty of this world. And the understanding that we aren't here to save it, but instead simply to survive and let it go for just a little longer.
Oh, you. You're no hollow, hmm? Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, "Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know." Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
When he gives you the Estus, it isn't just to heal in the game. This Estus is literally the passion and fire that guides all undead to their motives. We kill more hollows. And we finally reach where we began. This time, we tower above this demon, and we finally slay it. I actually missed this the first time I ever fought him, but I still beat him at least. Jeez. He's a giant hitbox too. I don't know why they made him the first boss in the game. Jeez. It is very ironic though. He's very scary at the start, but he becomes way less scary later. We obtained the key to the exit, and we leave without further ado. We have finally escaped, and won.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Freedom. as free as the wings of a bird.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival, but there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum, but too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead?
Firelink Shrine is beautiful. It's a place where you can rest and are always safe. This is where most NPCs appear, or at least the merchant ones, and it's an important place in both the lore and the game. This is the place that you return to the most, and it's really an enigma. It appears in other games, but this one is just so well executed, it feels like, I'd say, the best area in all gaming. There's also the Fire Maiden, but she doesn't speak, unfortunately. The bonfire is a place that evolves in the same way we do, giving us more and more powers and letting us accomplish everything easier and easier. The bonfire at first lets you replenish your health and rest from everything trying to kill you, but it can also help fix your weapons and travel, as long as you have the tools required. The bonfire isn't just a respawn point for you, but the guiding light for every other undead, keeping them from losing themselves to the hallowed curse. Every good game has a boundary for the player, but they don't force it too much. Other games like Subnautica have oceans full of leviathans, or in all of the Fallout games there are death claws that keep you from going too far. But this game has probably the most important to avoid: skeletons. Now the skeletons, they respawn whenever you fight them, so it's just pointless to fight them without a holy weapon. And, as you know, I don't have a holy weapon yet. Anyways, after getting the Zweihander, which is found on a giant tombstone, I just run away, because there's no way to fight these guys at the start of the game. I also poorly mistimed this jump, and, well, I plummet to my death. What's important, though, is that we just got the Zweihander and the binoculars. The Zweihander is important for fighting, and the binoculars are important for post-production of this video. At this point, I've spoken enough about Firelink Shrine, and it's time to move on. We're headed to the Undead Burg, which is right next to Lordran's castle. It is guarded by some undead soldiers, so we'll have to get through them first. What makes this place different from Firelink Shrine is that it's very crowded city-wise. It's full of buildings and everything. There's even a giant sewer right next to it, which is really disgusting. But it's also full of dead bodies. No one here is alive. Okay. Oh, this is where the dragon appears. I forgot about that. It's like, I don't know how you would say it, but it's like continuing throughout the story. It comes back later, but yeah. There's this giant dragon right here, and it's interesting how they don't make a cutscene here, but they instead just do like a cold open. There are dragons, there are dead guys everywhere. It's a lot more interesting than using a cutscene. Anyways, when we're here, there isn't any voice that talks about how sad this place is, or how thousands used to live here, and now it's a ghost town. It really just lets you think for yourself about how you want to interpret what happened to this town, and if it ever was a bustling street full of people selling stuff, or children playing, dogs playing. Oh my god, the dogs in here. There are a lot of dogs in the lower area, and a very annoying boss, but we'll get to that later. Oh yeah, the merchant's down here, and Yulia too. You should buy the Uchikatana.
Now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer.
I trade for souls.
Oh! Anyways, I'm gonna go to the tourist demon. This is actually where I got soft-locked in my first game. It's actually funny fact, I broke all my weapons, and I was just struggling on how to get that stupid ladder up. Anyways, there are actually quite a few secrets in this area, though. By the way, sorry for the annoying fan noise, but it's very hot where I live right now, so I'll try to cut it out when I can. Yeah, my fault. Anyways, Tourist Demon is actually a pretty fun fight, and I struggled on this fight way more than the undead Asylum Demon, which is weird. There's actually a Black Knight down here that I should fight. I should be good at fighting, but I'm really not. These guys are pretty easy, though. Whoa. I also hate the pop-ups in this game, though. That's one of my biggest gripes with this game. You have to click E to close all of these pop-ups, and you can't open or unlock anything without that. Oh, there's also this firebomb that rolls down here the first time. Anyways, after this, it's up to the arena. And, even an area as mundane and boring as this one is just full of secrets, too. I just really like how they went with this game. There's even, I think back down there, there's a Twinkling Titanite. Anyways, it's time to fight the Tourist Demon. The cold open in this area is phenomenal, and the Tourist Demon is a lot different from the undead Asylum Demon we just fought. He's a lot scarier with a top-heavy build, a much more animalistic appearance, and an undead bone club, which is just terrifying. I mean, look at his face. Anyways, he isn't the only scary part about this area. The treacherous high wall of Lordran adds to the suspense in this fight. You can even actually knock him off and he dies of gravity in another way. But that's not the only scary part of this fight. Look at the outstretch of just abandoned wasteland across the outskirts of Lordran. Lordran is also very high atop a mountain, and it's completely isolated from the rest of the world, given what we see here in the clouds outstretching below. Everything is so empty. It is really existential. The Tourist Demon tries his hardest to beat us, but it's rigged in our favor. He actually survives right here, but the fight is put quickly to an end right at the end of this. One more dodge, and one more hit, and he's gone. After all the horrors we've witnessed, we deserve a little bit more enlightenment, a little bit more positivity, a little bit more Solaire.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Solaire is the Knight of the Sun. He wants to find his own sun that will bring light to his world, and depending on our choices, that can end up good or bad. He was obviously implied to be a fan favorite, but it was never really forced. He's also a very important ally. There are a lot of people who spend, I think, 30 humanity to save him, even though all he gives you is a good spell. And I mean, I would too. He's one of the best characters in this game, and is always positive. Also, the best part about his whole character arc is he notices that something is wrong in this world and fixes it, becoming the hero and king of his own world. Next up, we meet with a very, very scary threat, and it really reminds us of how brutal Dark Souls is. It's a dragon who lights this whole bridge on fire, and it was actually the one from the start. Look at that beautiful creature. Beautiful, but so deadly. Anyways, we walk down into this gap where the dragon can't get us, and we get a taste of the good side of Dark Souls. Right here, what awaits you is the best part of the whole game. That feeling that you're progressing, even though it may not look like it at first. Now, I know I talk about this game way too favorably, but next we're headed to another area that I just absolutely love. The Church of Velka. The Church of Velka is where we can absolve our sins and keep ourselves in good standing with other undead, but first we have to defeat the gargoyles who guard the tower. Before we do that, though, we have to get past this dragon. Now, the dragon really wants to incinerate us, but he can't reach this little nook that we're going to run to. We have to wait a little here, but after that, the dragon runs down and we just pass by him. It's as simple as that, although the camera is pretty bad. We get past him and we're headed over to the bonfire in the castle. This is actually where you can pray to Solaire's Covenant. It's to the right of this building. And even here, there's another statue of Velka, like the one next to Firelink Shrine and in the church. Velka is the goddess of sin, but also the goddess of forgiveness. The undead respect her so much because she's trying to break them out of the cycle and bring back life to the land of the undead. Velka also takes form in a crow, and it's the same crow that leads us out of the undead asylum and brings us to Firelink Shrine. Some people also think that she's the old woman at the start of Dark Souls 2, or maybe even the narrator in this game. Some even believe that Velka was banished to the Painted World. The Painted World is where they trapped people who were too powerful and could overthrow Gwyn's dynasty. As we pass through this little area that leads to the church, we are greeted with a lot of undead soldiers, and even some hollows. These soldiers are usually hard to fight, but this time I actually kind of dealt with them pretty fast. You can see, however, that I already died here, because I fell into the fire. There is a neat trick to deal with this pig down here, though. If you take out an alluring skull and toss it in, you can create a giant pig barbecue. After trying this dish myself, I must say it is the best in the lands between. It even has a hint of cheese. Sorry, I'll stop saying all that. Anyways, after a lot of bad jokes, we're headed down to this little alcove where many, many hollows reside. Now, a personal theory of mine is that these hollows are actually hiding, similar to the way in medieval times the very rich would hide from the public when they had Black Plague. A lot of these hollows wield these broken swords that we also had in the beginning, but what really annoys me is that they somehow deal way more damage than we do with the same tool that we had at the start. In a way, they kind of remind me of Velka too. Velka, I don't know how to say this, but she was a goddess of asylum. She was somebody who sought to keep the undead safe and In the end, she was punished for it by being trapped in the Painted World, where she still keeps all of the horrors found in Lordran safe. She's also very consistent with the imagery of crows, and I think that maybe the crow at the start that brought us to Firelink Shrine could have been an envoy of Velka. Anyways, Velka isn't very important in these games, but up here there are some very, very important characters we need to meet. If I even get there without dying. Past this little overlook, there are two very important characters we need to meet. This is probably my favorite bonfire in the early area, just because of how scenic it is. It overlooks this big forest, which is actually another place we can visit. While everything is connected in these games, I really wish it was more consistent in the future sequels. Speaking of consistency, we meet the most consistent man in all of Lordran.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Lordran. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Astora is a very important place in these games. It comes up a lot, and it's a place where a lot of these people come from.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
I'm pretty sure it's on the other side of Anorlando, but I'm not sure. There are even weapons that come from Astora, and, well, the straight sword of Astora is one of them. It's famously known for being very bad, but I did use it on my first playthrough, and I thought it was fairly useful. Astora isn't the only place that undeads come from, however. There is also Katarina, which is famed for having knights that look a lot like onions. We actually meet one of them here. His name is Sigmar.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
Sigmar isn't very smart, just to put it plain and simple. But he does have the heart of an adventurer, even if he isn't skilled to do the adventuring. Sigmar also has a child who is surprisingly still human. She just has a chance to die at any moment in Lordran. The funniest part about his character is that him having a child means that sex is canon in the Dark Souls universe. We fight this random dude who's staring at a statue of Velka. Weird. Yes, stalkers exist in the Dark Souls universe. I don't know what Miyazaki meant by adding that in, but okay, I guess so. Anyways, we finally kill him, and actually, he's guarding a pretty nice little treasure himself. He's guarding something called a Firekeeper's Soul. This actually lets our Estus give us even more health than it usually would. And if any other enemy had this, it would make this game even harder than it already is. Remember the ladder that we kicked down? Well, this is a lot like it. You may be surprised by this, but it brings us right back to Firelink Shrine. Now, I know you may be sick of this at this point, but we still need to talk about Velka because she's a very important part of the first game. Velka has domain over all of the outskirts of the Empire, and she's seen throughout the lands, and she's even a god who rivals Gwyn. Her occult power threatens the gods and led to her and her forces being trapped in the Painted World. Now, this is the last of my discussion of Velka, but she is a very important piece of the world of Lordran and its successors. For the best analysis of Velka, I recommend Vati's video on Velka and the Crow. Now, you may think that bringing this Firekeeper's soul to the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine will give her her voice back. Unfortunately, that's just not how it works. She can only reinforce the Estus flask, which helps us, but it's unfortunate for her. I'm gonna become human here because I need to summon our good friend Solaire for a little bit of jolly cooperation. With his help, we can finally kill these gargoyles, and a lot of hollows, and ring the first bell that will bring us closer and closer to the land of the gods. Before that though, I have to defeat a channeler who's making these hollows way more powerful than they already were. And there are a lot of them here. It reminds me of before, when we saw the ones guarded by the pig. And it just shows how many humans didn't wind up like the undead, but like disgusting hollow shells of themselves. The worst, most disgusting part about this area is the channeler. Ever since I've tried to farm him for his trident, he's always been a pain in my side. The worst part is when you're trying to fight someone else and the channeler either buffs them or sends out an annoying projectile. Anyways, it's time to fight what could be considered the breaking point of most Souls games. I'm going to summon my friend Solaire over here, which is why I made myself human, and we're going to fight the twin gargoyles. Now these gargoyles are especially annoying because one of them respawns when another is still alive, and this is where most people quit the game. It's either here or Ornstein and Smo where most leave the game and never pick it up again. But this is a really good message for the people who actually beat it. Once you persevere something, it becomes a lot easier the next time you play it. Hello, Solaire. Okay, are you ready, Solaire? Are you ready? Let's fight some freaking dragons! Solaire, come on! Oh, wait, oh. Okay. Alright, Solaire. Dude, this design is just so cool. Oh, I love this design so much. Just like they're like an armored dragon. They have an axe on their tail. Actually, let me get the tail cut. Solaire's also really good here. I'm pretty sure they're weak to lightning. I'm pretty sure most stuff is weak to lightning at the start. Okay, good job, Solaire. Good job. He's fishing it out. He's fishing it out so I can get his leg. Or its tail, It's honestly a pretty lackluster fight for such a cool boss design, but I still think it's fine. I still prefer it over any of the other early game bosses. Except probably Gaping Dragon, of course. Okay, I want to get the tail cut, because, I mean, I just like getting the tail cuts in this game, especially Seath. Bro, Solaire, stop missing! Oh shit. Oh no. Wait, oh no. Oh my god, Solaire. Oh, he's gonna die! Solaire, no! Oh, good job, Solaire. Okay. And, oh, I got the gargoyle home. Oh yeah, very cool boss. Really like it. The rooftop of the church is one of the most beautiful places in all of Lordran. It's terrifyingly angelic. The way the light shines on the hideous stone beasts, the way it overlooks the death, despair, and decay of everything below it, but the way that the clouds embrace the land. It gives me a very mixed feeling, and it's very bittersweet looking at how far we've come already, but also how far we have yet to travel in the same way. The bell tower marks a third of the way through our journey, and it also has a fun feature. Whenever you hear the bell ringing in the background of your journey, that's someone else in a different game ringing the bell. And what's so interesting is how you can still just hear it all the time. This game is being played so much still. This bell is heard throughout the lands. Not just yours, but all of them. Every instance of this world of Lordran. Everyone can hear your achievement. It's beautiful. This area reminds me a lot of, like, Alice in Wonderland, because, like, I don't know, it's like, whenever I read the book, it reminded me of it. Oh, there's also this dude. Yeah, the hitboxes in this game are awful. This is, like, the best example there is. It's useful for Demon Titanite, though, if you use boss weapons. Yeah, anyways, he's probably the weakest enemy out of any enemy you can, like, find around here. just run past them. I always like that they have optional bosses too. Also, there are obviously these weird grass people. Yeah, this just reminds me, Ulasil has been dead for so long. It's been taken over and turned into the Darkroot Garden, and just coated in greenery and grass. Also, even before, it had like, it had those people with shears just trimming off all the grass that grew all over it. And it's been taken back by nature, I guess. It's also Darkroot Basin. There are like a million Darkroot areas in this game, like, I don't know. It's slowly creeping up to take over the castle too. I think in Dark Souls 3 it follows back right here. And it's just completely taken over. Very nice. Very nice, especially after the DLC. You realize it used to be so clean and now it's just coated. Yeah. Yeah, I never really liked how just long and empty this area was, though. Was there a guy down there? I think so. Okay. Come out wherever you are. Oh, okay. Ah! Traumatic events aside, it's time to head back to Firelink Shrine. I completely forgot that guy was even there. We'll head over nearby where he was later, but first we need to meet Lordran.
Hello. I don't think we've met. We're both undead. Or perhaps we can help one another.
Just know that I have to do this, okay? No spoilers, but he really does deserve this. He deserves it a lot. And when we come back, we have the favor and protection ring and extra humanity. They really wanted you to kill this dude. Honestly, I'm gonna do it. Every single time. Jeez. Yeah, this guy's major pain if you don't kill him there. So, if you do play this game, I recommend you kill him right there. After all that, we're finally done with the first bell, and it's time to head down to the Demon Ruins and meet the Chaos Witch Quelaag. First, we have to go through this big well that leads to a place called New Londo. It's pretty long. And actually, you can go here at the start of the game. As long as you've killed Sif, you can even defeat a lord here. An interesting aspect about New Londo is that it was originally a very thriving town of mere mortals. In fact, Blighttown, a place cursed with disgusting shit everywhere, was actually used to mine out stone for this very city. Now, unfortunately, the Abyss has taken it over, and the Four Lords govern it. It's filled with hollows and ghosts, and nothing else. In the Valley of the Drakes, which, thankfully using the Master Key we can get through, there are, well, drakes, and up ahead is Blighttown. But first I'd like to show you this interesting enemy up here. The Valley of the Drakes is a valley that crossed in from New Londo to Blighttown. If we pick up an item, this creepy dragon wakes up and he does a lot of damage. Oh my god. I can't believe I get hit by that thing. Every single time I play this game, I always get hit by it. Anyways, time to go to the Valley of the Drakes. I wonder if it's worth it to pick up the red ring here. What's it called again? The Ring of, like, Health? Jeez, I'm making a whole movie on this game and I don't even remember that. I love these dragons though, they're so cool. And once you get up to the tower up above, you can even, I think you can even plunge attack to get rid of all the damage you can take. Because they all kind of surround you. Actually, I need to head up here. This area is a bit interesting because it just brings us right around to, actually I shouldn't spoil it. Just give it a second. Jeez. The lifts in this game are very long for it to all make sense. But yeah, it brings us right back around to One won't show up, come on. Well, it brings us right back around to Darkroot Basin. Which is long. Yes! Dude, I love when he jumps off the cliff and just kills himself. Oh my god, you fucker. Die. Die! Oh yeah, Blighttown. I guess we're going to Blighttown then. Nothing can describe the amount of hatred I have for going through Blighttown the right way. Jeez. At least we can go through the scenic route. If we can even pass by this guy's disgusting attack. Oh my god. Just let me pass! God. Wait! They can do it 3 times in a row? Actually, I should have picked up a Storm Straight Sword. I don't know why I didn't do that. Well, I probably would have just died there anyways, and I couldn't show it for the video. Yeah, we pass this very unstable looking bridge. And, Blighttown, here we go, yay! So fun. But yeah, more feeding into the idea that this was a mining town for New Londo, or the ruins that come from New Londo. Up here, there are giants that carry rocks. Oh no, I guess they're down here. Yeah, they're near the spider nest. But these giant, like, undead creatures, they're actually miners that brought up rocks from this rickety shanty town that wasn't even meant to last longer than maybe a decade. Yeah. What interests me is how the giants somehow lost to the humans. How'd you even mess that up? You have, like, I don't know, you have at least 10 feet above any human. Anyways, crag spiders, which are actually surprisingly easy to beat. What interests me about the crag spiders is just, like, how disgusting they look without the flame on them. I just love that aspect of them. Oh no, dude, I forgot about this part, though. I forgot about the annoying-ass blow dart guys. More crag spiders. And, oh yeah, the mosquitoes, too. Mosquitoes are even worse, I think. And down this giant wheel, I love this wheel. It's so interesting. It's piping water up to New Londo, but nobody ever switched it off, mainly because, actually, fun fact, there's this hollow dog that's running in the wheel like a little hamster. And, it's just those little things that make this game so, like, fun to play, so interesting on every playthrough. Oh, he's not dead. Okay. The only way to play these games is with a sword. It just makes the most sense. And, oh, we can also fight Mildred here. I forgot about that. But yeah, every bonfire makes sense too. Blighttown is just a very nice looking area. It expresses just how disgusting the bowels of this world are. And it even has a personal bias it tacks onto it. It's hard, it's annoying. There's a crag spider stuck to me. Get the hell off. I just love the design, but Koilag's domain is also a very important area. I actually lost the footage for Maneater Mildred and created a whole new character because I lost so much of it, but that's just a chance to like and subscribe for such a high effort channel like mine. Yeah, the spider nest, and this is the mother. This is the disgusting creature that's laid all these eggs. Disgusting, and yet also beautiful, because for some reason Miyazaki, whatever he was on, decided to put a half-naked lady inside of the spider. I should probably censor this, but yeah, Koilag. Very interesting fight. I don't like her as much as the gargoyles, but she is still a very nice fight. One of the best in the game. Koilag is actually such a disgusting beast because of the lore of the Mother of Chaos. You see, Izalith, the woman who created all of this disgusting shit, well, she also gave birth to all these creatures in an attempt to recreate the flame, and This is just a byproduct of all of that greed and want. Quelaag. Not just a disgusting, like, spider creature, but also, like, just an unfair fight, too. When she uses the explosion attack, it's just too hard. What I do like about Quelaag, however, is just the combination of explosive attacks, like you saw there, and fair beauty. It really explains how conflicted this area is. The demons are hideous, but at the same time, they are a dying species, just trying to further the flame so they can all live and coexist in peace. Quelaag, jeez. I don't know what else to say about her. Her swords are very nice, I must say. Her boss weapons are the best in the game. Her fight, maybe not the case. Absolutely not the case, because I always need a summon for this. But also Mildred, she does the job. She does it well. I am inadequately prepared here. My claymore is way too weak. Don't have much else to say about it. Just enjoy the fight. And there we have it. Quelaag dead. This has many more implications than just a bunch of souls and, access to Lost Izalith, by the way. Quelaag's a very important character. The ruins of the spider nest. There's actually a secret bonfire here, and another keeper. First we have to talk to this hideous creature.
What have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs. No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Look at this disgusting cretin. Ugh. Watch the way he walks, too. It's disgusting. The fair lady is a very important character, too. She cannot see. She cannot speak. She cannot talk. She's a husk of her former self, and as you will see, she thinks that we're her sister. She thinks that we're the closest person in her life, and yet she doesn't know. We exploit her. We really do, but as long as it lets us survive a little bit longer, we'll have to do as much as it takes. I'll join her covenant, because it may very well be the most important in the game. Although it does unlock a shortcut that is longer than the normal run. Giving humanity to her unlocks a shortcut that can save Solaire from a very bad ending. I won't show it here, but Solaire can actually become infected by bugs that live here and hallucinate his own son, and it's awful. I never let that happen. Anyways, it's important to get to the next bell. This one, thankfully, is a lot easier to get to than the other one, and takes a lot less time, thankfully. This marks the halfway point throughout our journey. It's also unlocking the final area, Sen's Fortress. You can also hear this one, similar to the other one, in every single world. One is located in the highest point of all of the game, so far at least, and the other located in the depths. We give the signal, and at last, Sen's Fortress is opened. The halfway point means two different things. The first meaning is that we can go to Sen's Fortress. The other meaning is that we can get to Frampt.
Hello.
Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Frapt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment? Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
Before I get the Lord Vessel that this weird creature is telling me to get, first we have to go to all of the other areas in the game. First, we have to get to Lower Undeadburg using the basement key, and I guess maybe unlocking this mechanism, it could be useful later. The interesting part about the basement key is it doesn't actually lead to a basement, but all of the Lower Undeadburg. This means two things. First, we get to fight a lot of dogs, and second, we get to fight a demon with a lot of dogs. Unfortunately, this unnecessarily annoying boss, he has a key that leads to an area we can't access any other way. That area is the depths. My very unreliable recording source unfortunately cut out right before I fought the Capra Demon. Thankfully, you can watch this awful fight. First up, I really hate the dogs in this area. Second off, this guy is just hideous. Look at him. He's the third common demon you can find in above ground areas, and it is just such a pain to fight him. His attacks have this weird laggy effect, and I'm just balancing on a toothpick trying to kill his dogs. At least this version of the fight went well, but even missing that jumping attack just delays the fight all that much longer, because he really has just the tightest punishments that it just takes a while to actually punish him again after he has this window open. Just annoying. His two cleavers just knock you down over and over in this fight, and I'll just stop talking and let you admire how awful it is. What a struggle to fight through. I just hate this guy. He's just so hard.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Smash. Now this looks like an unrelated tunnel that would probably lead to the depths itself, but interestingly enough, we meet a gate up front. It just looks like an unrelated gate that doesn't lead anywhere, but it's actually the one that we reached right when we were headed to Undeadburg, and surely enough, Firelink Shrine once again. Just amazing map design. I wish I could make a map as good as this game, but I don't know. I can't even create a donut in Blender, so I don't think that'll ever happen. Anyways, unrelated tangent aside, we're headed to the depths, which I promised a while ago. Sorry about that. Anyways, I really like this little undead who's just so pathetic against us, and the way he almost always falls down out of that tower is just, it's so funny. I love it. Inside of the depths, we're greeted with even more hollows, and some of them are actually torch hollows, which are pretty scary because I've died to them a few times. Even though, like, I don't know, it's one of the weakest weapons in most of these games. The depths are, once again, another little hollow sanctuary where they're safe from outside threats like almost anything else you can find in this game. And actually, over here, that light source, that's actually a cooking pot. They're being cooked by a butcher up here. It's very eerie. Fuck! The depths are at first like just a weird cave filled with annoying dogs and creepy butchers that eat people, but they get a lot more interesting up ahead. Just watch. I don't know, man. I forgot a script for this area. Trust me, the butchers are cool. The whole area is a masterpiece or something like that. I give up. These guys actually look a lot like Maneater Mildred, and a lot of people think that they're girls, which... I've seen a few PE teachers that look like these guys. Anyways, a one-way trip down here leads to an even deeper grocer sewer, but first we have to take this beautiful, large ember, which is very important later, especially for my Zweihander. I'm a miner, stop it! The New York subway area is very interesting. I mean, look up here, there's a giant rat. It looks kind of like a pit bull when you're like 3 years old, you know. Your weird uncle brings one to your birthday party and it bites you on your face. Everyone's familiar with that, right? Anyways, gravity helps us once again, and we had a sewer chamber key. I actually forgot about that. Humanity... Yeah, these rats are eating humans too. It's not just the butchers. That's why there's just so much humanity in these depths. All the dead people washed up in here, and... Yeah, it's just as gross for me too. These things are like a giant, dark green Five Nights at Freddy's 3 maze that has this weird thing where if you slide down here but don't go all the way to the left, you fall into an area and get cursed. Yeah. Anyways, this weird, like, holding cell, maybe for the first hollows out of many, it leads up to another bonfire in this area, and this is a great place for farming green titanite. In the original version of the game, they were going to put a mob that imitates a campfire here, but they decided against it because they wanted bonfires to be a place of safety and never ever try to trick you, which I really like. Anyways, it's time for another adventure with Solaire. And I'm noticing that he really hates lizards, because up here, there's another really cool lizard boss, and I don't know, the dragons are so well executed in these games. I need to become a human first, however, and kindle this bonfire to gain a few more Estus. Here's Solaire, and we don't have Lotric here because we killed him, which, trust me, it's very justified if you look at any other playthrough where they don't kill him. Solaire and I go on a little adventure here, and I must say it's probably my favorite early game boss in this whole entire game just because of how interesting it is. Also, I've always had this fear that Solaire won't go into the fog gate with me, so I always wait for him to come down here. Yeah, I don't have much to say before this fight, but just watch. Yeah, it's a giant Lovecraftian crocodile monster. There's a lot of unexplained mysteries in these games, and I think this is the most interesting of them all. Now, a lot of people think it may be because he was eating a bunch of sewer sludge or, like, disgusting mutagens, I think it's called. And a lot of people think he's just this mutated crocodile that got lost in the sewers and started eating the people of Blighttown, but I think it's different from that. I think he was probably just eating what the average New Yorker eats. Sorry, I'll stop insulting New York. Good theories aside, this guy is just so cool. The gigantic split in his, like, ribs filled with a bunch of moving teeth. It's just so cool. It's amazing. And the grab attack, too. Just like a mimic, too. Maybe the mimics are also mutated chest creatures. Anyways, no more commentary, just enjoy this amazing fight. worst mini-boss in this whole game. Jesus. What a roadblock. Anyways, Demon Titanite. I'm totally gonna use it. Absolutely. Up here there's a pretty nice fight. It's beautiful, but it either lasts way too long or it doesn't last long at all. Oh, there are also these annoying little shits up here. The grass people also hide underground. Should be around here. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, there are two of them, and they also have this giant reach, so if you try to run away, you can't. Oh, I thought I killed you. Come on. And he roll catches me, of course. Yeah, when running over to the bonfire up here, they get really annoying. Like, especially trips from Andre to Darker Garden to Andre to Darker Garden. There's a seal over here that actually we have to buy from Andre for 10,000 souls. It's very annoying. But also there's a little hidden wall right here. One of my favorites, and it has this little overlook into the deep blue abyss. Anyways, it's time to go kill this annoying bug. And the worst place summon ever. Jeez, I really hate this area. Especially with all these little traps where they're hiding underground. Yeah, I guess I don't like it as much as I think I do, but... Oh yeah, over here, wait, let me just kill this guy, but... There's a very nice armor set that reminds me of a certain someone. Okay. These guys are pretty easy to take care of, but they're just super tanky, and they can make it... Yeah, right here. They can either heal themselves or make it so they're super slow and overloaded. At least I killed that guy. Yeah, they try to scare you right here. Very annoying. Wait, how did I not hit him? What the hell? Yeah, very good disguise, huh? Very good. It did actually get me, though, my first playthrough. This is very important. We have Oscar's armor, and actually I'll probably put that on next. But, after a little tech demo of these guys, I'm just gonna run over here. Beatrice is very interesting, too. She's actually from Ulithil, I think very long in the past, and she's trying to figure out what happened to the ruins. Yeah, very interesting, but she only appears once, and it's just to kill the bug, so, yeah. She even has this very hidden, like under the stairs, this hidden summon sign, and she also has to fight these guys to even get up here. Yeah, I just torture her every time I try to go up and fight this bug critter. Okay, she's just gonna be killing these guys for a second. Look at her go. I don't think she's even strong against these guys. I don't know why they put her here. Except, I guess, the story, but nobody cares about the Dark Souls story. Absolutely no one. Absolutely, definitely. Anyways, Beatrice, she's pretty strong against this guy, this little bug. Which actually, if you look over here, you can actually see it right before you enter the fog gate. Look at this. If you look up, it's this giant bug sitting on this castle. Beatrice, watch out. Very beautiful. It's one of Seath's creations, and as we'll know soon, Seath is an absolute jerk who tortures animals and turns them into creepy int mains. Stop blocking me. Even the bug, this guy, took me so long to fight, but I think Beatrice takes care of him, right? Ooh, nice. That's a nice damage. Of course it's targeting me. Don't you want to target the lady who just did half your health bar? Jeez. I think I can just heal off here. Unless that hits me, I think. Beatrice, come on. Great. I'm somehow gonna lose to the bug. I am somehow gonna lose to the bug. Okay, great, okay, great. Yeah, there's an important item up here, too. There's another ember, and I think there's something else. Up the staircase, and on this, like, was there an NPC here, or is it just a dead body? I forgot. As you can tell, this is my first take of the voiceover over here. Yeah, but up even more ruined stairs. Jesus, this game loves stairs and lifts. Okay, it's a dead guy. Yeah, it's a dead, like, I guess another blacksmith, and he has a key that leads to the prison of another important character. I'm gonna just spoil a lot of stuff in this game, I'm sorry, but yeah, another important emperor that we're gonna once again bring to Andre, since he's the most important character ever. The classic Knight Helm. Beauty. Pure beauty. Anyways, we're bringing it to Oscar. Found this on your dead brother, buddy.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Okay, I forgot to edit this part out, so I'm so sorry, but, yeah. Anyways, now that we have the seal of this area, oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm so sleep deprived. Anyways, now that we can enter the more densely wooded area, I'm sorry, I'm just so cooked. Oh my god. There's an area here that actually has another covenant that is very important to join, and it's interesting because it's impossible to join it at the start because all these guys try to attack you. There's one to do as a Spider-Man shield. That's pretty cool. This area is just not really important right now, and if I delete this part of the footage, it basically disrupts the whole timeline in my editing software, and I can't have that, so I'm just gonna kind of ramble about this. He has a Spider-Man shield. Very cool. It kind of reminds me of the villagers from Shrek. The way they... It's 4 a.m., man. It is 4 in the morning. I've had, like, nothing to eat right now. I'm really hungry. I want to get this done. Listen to this really silly little Alice in Wonderland-ass cat.
Thou art new. Thou fared well to find me. But cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say. Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant. And here taketh this ring. If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsman forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules. You hear? Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
This covenant, it worships a man named Artorias. He is very important in the base game, but we will only learn more about him in the DLC. He's a legendary warrior who used to belong to this land and was employed by Gwyn to stop the forces of the Abyss, which he could only do for so long. Here we meet a certain friend of Artorias who is... He's a very tragic character once you get to know him, and I will talk more about him later. For now, just watch the gameplay. He is way too strong for me right now, so I'm going to die here, but I'm just going to keep it in. It's a very nice fight, and we need to have a death. We need to have a death right now. This is Sif. Sif is the best friend of Artorias, and such a tragic fight. Unfortunately, his death is... It's the only way we can progress the game, so I'll have to kill him, but... He's one of my favorite characters in these games, and his story just gets all the more sad once we meet the famous Artorias, and see what happened to him and... even Sif. Before our visit to a Halloween thrift store, we need to get prepared. And what better way than to increase our Estus?
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my Pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory. Oh really? Well, that's a shame. But it's your choice. I'm on the fringe. Yeah, I know. Undead or not, that's who I am. I only wish that I could have repaid you somehow.
Lordran is a pretty cool guy and a very interesting character, but since I'm not leveling Faith, I won't talk about him.
I'm pleased to see you safe. Oh, and if by chance you've had a change of hearts, I'll be pleased to assist you by sharing my spells.
What a beautiful, beautiful man.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this. A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Why, let's get started right now. Pyromancy is the art of casting fire. Produce flame, then channel it, just as our ancestors did. A pyromancer must be in tune with nature herself. My home, the Great Swamp, is an abundant store of nature. You will understand one day. It only takes time. Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
I might actually go hollow here, against the advice of my little buddy Lawrentius. You can already see that I've died here, and it took me, getting through just the starting area of this place took me 3 attempts. The catacombs. Very spooky little place full of skeletons and creepy guys who make the skeletons immortal. I don't have a holy weapon, so this is already a big challenge, and this area is one of the most interesting places. Just kind of an afterthought, I'd feel, to the development of this game, with a bunch of enemies that don't really feel like they would belong here. And it's also where we first see patches. Well, at least for the Souls trilogy. The skeletons, they aren't too much of an issue, but they do come back to life, so a very good tactic for fighting them is killing them and then trying to toss their bones over the ledges in this area, the pits. That makes it so that they can't form back together and kill you again. And I actually needed a tutorial just to open the door to the next area, so take that as you will. Anyways, that transition, yeah, beautiful editing, absolute cinema. Totally not because I didn't want to include the thousands of hours of me dying here. Well, that's a bit of an overstatement, but I did take around 3 hours getting through this area, and the rest of the places in this game usually take me about an hour to complete, with the bosses being like 20 minutes. There are a lot of statues here, and some of them will emit spikes, some of them won't. I'm pretty sure the ones without a face emit spikes, and the ones that do have faces are nice and don't kill you by injecting you with old rusty needles found in a parking lot in Detroit. I know I sound like kind of a nerd trying to make jokes about this game, and I'm so sorry about that. But, I don't know. I'm trying to add a little comedy to this video. I've been kind of struggling on if I should or not. Anyways, here's Patches.
You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs? You're a cleric or something. I know what it is. You've come for the trinkets, haven't you? Well, whatever it is, this place is treacherous. Do watch your step. Well, how are you then? It didn't cause you any trouble by chance? Are you certain? Well, that's a fine shame. I'm truly sorry. Really? But wait now. You didn't actually fall down then. Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? All's well that ends well. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not above it all, I swear. I'm Trusty Patches, the one and only. I know. This should make up for it.
Patches is what we in the epic gaming industry call a troll, and yeah, in this area, he does use this mechanism to toss us over a bridge. I didn't get footage for it, but yeah, this bridge rolls over, and he tries to kill you to steal all your stuff. He does this very often in these games. Most people consider him like this weird interdimensional being, but I just like to think of it as the developer that's trying to take all your stuff, and he likes to kick you off cliffs a lot. He's just a nice little gimmick in all of these games, and his incantation in Bloodborne, or incarnation in Bloodborne, sorry, is just demonic. I hate it. It's so creepy. And I'm not even a guy who hates spiders too. Just look at this thing. Down here, there are 2 holes that lead to the lower area. Both of them lead to a trap, and that trap is a giant black knife. Holy shit. That was a bad stutter. Black knife. It leads you to a black knight, and he really doesn't like people. Thankfully, I killed him right here. I'll put up a clip of him killing you. Yeah. It seems he doesn't like beef jerky. That's for much. What the hell am I even saying now? Bone wheels. Great topic to talk about. Bone wheels are scary little fellas, and they run at you and attack you, and are impaled by a wheel, such as their name. I'm really giving up right here. But I just love this game so much, so I'm gonna make a big movie on it anyways. Here's an interesting boss, and an interesting end. My good old friend, annoying-ass Pinwheel. this dude may look cool, but he's just kind of tragically weak. He tries to trick you by doing all this like weird fire magic and other stuff like that, but he is so weak in this area, and he drops something so good that bullying him is just a very important part of this game, especially since it allows you to get even more Estus. The lore behind this guy is that he is a man who tried to research how Nito used his powers, and through doing that accidentally killed his family, so take that information as you will. Yeah, this guy's a jerk. Anyways, he's dead already, and I am too. Yeah, I've never seen someone die to this guy, but that's a first, and it was me dying to him, so yeah, interesting. With that, we've killed every single boss except for one, the Iron Golem, who rests in Sen's Fortress right before the second half of the game, and this place is atrocious. It immediately starts trying to shoot a crossbow at you. Just killed me many times. I thought it was a scripted thing that would happen every time, but it's also so dark in here it's hard to see. There are also these annoying swinging axes, and it's clearly either a place designed to torture people, or where they train Silver Knights. The Silver Knight idea is, it makes a lot more sense. The Silver Knights, I'm just gonna keep it running. The Silver Knights work for Gwyn, and a lot of them can be found in areas where Gwyn had major battles in the time of his ruling, or during his reign. Holy shit. This is where the first Mimic appears, the first ever Mimic in the Souls games. It's a creepy little guy. I don't know if I'll pick up stuff from these Mimics, but Mimics are these creatures that look like a chest, but aren't. Basically, what you'll do when you open a Mimic chest is, you'll open it, and you'll see their mouth, and they'll just start chomping at you, and it's the most creepy thing in the world. They're also just naked dudes with chests on their head. Yeah. There's a long-standing theory that this place is meant to train new Silver Knights of Gwyn, and it makes sense. Narrow corridors, tons of traps, it's all perfect to train your own personal army of tin can soldiers. Up here we actually see our little fella, our little onion boy, our little buddy, our little butters. A little buddy up here, yep. It's Siegmeyer. And he looks a little depressed, poor guy.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a ball to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak. Perhaps I could try some rolling. Bah, no chance. My head would spin.
Siegmeyer is not fit for his job as a Knight of Katarina, but he definitely makes up for it in his emotional value. He's such a nice adventurer to accompany us alongside Solaire, Andre, every other important character. Yeah, I just love him. See, he's such a cute little fella. I love him. He reminds me of my cat, Lion, who is a dastardly little fellow. He's very fat and very dumb. But, you know, everyone needs a stupid little guy in their life. Especially with all these annoying-ass snakes. I hate them. But actually, all of these weird, abstract-looking creatures, they're all slaves of Gwyn. You see, Gwyn, after conquering many races, he enslaved them and forced them to build these contraptions, and their job is pretty much just to sit here all day in these ruins and kind of be stupid, I guess. It's a job fit for me, though. I mean, torturing people? Who wouldn't love a job like that? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't love tossing rocks all day? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, nobody likes this. I'm just running out of things to talk about. Yeah, Gwyn is an awful guy. He has slaves, he has children that he neglects, and Yeah, he's just an awful guy. When we meet him, you'll just realize how awful he is. And how his kingdom has fallen because of his sheer wrath and hate. And how he only wants to control the power of the fire. Yeah. This is a very long area. I like the Cobra dudes, they're pretty cool. And some of them actually have lightning incantations. All the more proof that this is Gwyn trying to keep people out or do something. Train his military. I mean, Gwyn's pretty much like whoever is president at the time. All the money goes into the military. And yeah, Dark Souls is actually a very important critique on politics. Or whatever the hell. I don't know, man. I'm more interested in the rest of this stuff. I think it's all cool, but yeah. Dark Souls is just a very interesting concept for a game. It's splendid in how it tortures the player and then gives them that brief bonfire, that brief moment of relief. And it's just so interesting how Sen's Fortress perfectly encapsulates that idea of terror and fear, and then seeing that warmth embrace of the bonfire and it all being nice again. I love this bonfire area, even though it's hard to find at first. I don't have much to talk about, but I don't want it to be soulless gameplay either. We're gonna summon this fella named Iron Tarkus. You know what would be cool if Iron Tarkus had his Y-hander, but he's basically every strength main. He stance breaks anything he's fighting at the time. He's wearing this giant armor, and he's kind of like a tank. I wouldn't call my character a tank. My character's more like the warrior in every class-based RPG. Oh yeah, there's also another one of those dudes, those armored guys with the big hammer up here. I'm pretty sure there's a cheese for him too. If you let the giant throw the fire bombs on him, it'll kill him too, I think. These characters are pretty cool though. These like hollowed out giant soldiers. Maybe warriors that serve Velka, maybe not. He should have way more poise though. I don't know why this dude has such a light poise. It doesn't matter, he's dead. The most important part though is that every area, especially Sen's Fortress, has a beautiful view or a beautiful theme to it, and I just love that part of Dark Souls. Oh, I completely forgot about Ricard. We should actually probably fight him. He's kind of an interesting little secret mini-boss. He feels kind of like I'm just assuming maybe like a dev. Like, I think Patches is a dev on these games. Maybe Ricard is too? Be wary of Hollow, yeah. Yeah, it's just a nice little mini-boss. I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good dex weapon too. Older card over here. Oh, he's just like Oscar too. Maybe he's from Astora. Yeah. An interesting little insignificant character. And with the buckler too. He's not very hard, of course. I mean, it's a thrusting weapon, so he's easily going down, but yeah. Pretty cool. I don't think I've ever actually used, like, I'm pretty sure there's some useful things, like Divine Blessing? Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually used one of these things because I'm too scared that I'm gonna need them in the future. Until, like, the final boss, and I have, like, 10 of them. But, actually, you can only use one of these when they're equipped, too. They're very pointless. They do at least restore your stamina, I think. Before our battle with the giant tin can, prepare to meet this really annoying merchant guy that actually is pretty helpful before Anorlando.
I took on Sen's Fortress alone, but I'm no different from those vile creatures. I was driven by conceit. Ah, you think you're different? That you can handle it? Yes, I remember that feeling. For I was the same. So, let me help you out. With your soul searching. But nothing will come of it. And I should know.
I don't have much to talk about for this area, but I just appreciate how much the vibe of this whole game is just kind of all compiled into this one area. It's brutal, unforgiving, and very abstract with how it's built. I just love it as a precursor to the City of Gods, Anor Londo, and it's a very nice introduction to how brutal the second part of the game is going to be. So, yeah. Now, you may be wondering why all this fire is being thrown at us, and why this castle is right outside of Anor Londo's walls and is so heavily guarded. Most people think that this is just keeping people outside of the City of Gods and keeping it protected, but a lot of people also think that this area was a training room for Silver Knights of Gwyn, and it makes a lot of sense. It has machines and slaves that are built and forced to fight back, well, in a very artificial way, and you can see this especially with the Iron Golem. At a glance, the Iron Golem looks like he would be an armor-clad warrior that fights anyone daring to go inside the long-sealed walls of Anor Londo, but it could be different. In mythology, golems are actually built to serve a purpose, and a lot of people think this one was meant to create artificial battles for Silver Knights, as a way of preparing them to fight for Gwyn's dynasty. Anyways, we summon a fellow named Iron Tarkus who is 100% overloaded and, well, to put it quite frankly, he looks like a giant toaster. I do really like his helmet and armor design, and he's a pretty cool guy, so I'll cut him some slack. He's also very good for this battle if he doesn't fall off the edge of this balcony or whatever the hell it's called. Anyways, I am so tired after recording all of this. I'm so sorry. This is just all going to be done in one take, or spliced a lot. Enjoy the fight. Iron Tarkus shreds through this dude. Now, that, weird gold thing, I think it's a miracle ring, which casts a spell, and, at first, when I first watched this cutscene, I thought they were gonna come kill me, but it's a lot different. We are a strong warrior, and in return for our bravery, we are brought to a land called... At last. It's here. Anor Londo.